Hey, how's it going, guys? The topic for today is Street Fighter V's Netcode. Joining me is Sonic Soul. What's going on, man?
Yo, Al, what's up, everybody?
So, I guess let's start this off by, well, first, I saw a video recently from a popular Ryu streamer named MDZ Jimmy, if you guys know him. His headline was, "Why I'm Quitting Street Fighter V." And the main reason was because of Street Fighter V's poor netcode. He just couldn't take it anymore, and it was interesting because he was saying that a lot of people aren't talking about it. You know, a lot of people are kind of talking about other things like mechanics and content. You know,
Balancing.
Yeah. So you know, he's a fellow content creator slash streamer like me and you, and you know, I think this would be a good time to bring this up. You know, get the word out and start talking about Street Fighter V's netcode and get people's attention back on it. So I guess one thing I should say is that when I stream, you guys see me, you know, I get a lot of legging matches all the time. You know, usually I laugh it off, but I'm not a competitive player. But if I was, I would be super, like, it would be so frustrating for sure.
Yeah, like on my end, like I do stream the game as well. When I play, like obviously I want to get better because I live in the New York City scene with the FGC and whatnot, and they have next level, and I try to go to their tournaments, and I want to learn from online as well because sometimes I can't go there. And when I'm playing in these laggy matches, I can't really learn that much from there, and I kind of have to dismiss the fact that I played that game, which sucks. It's just annoying. And I don't like.
And imagine like not having a scene to begin with. Like if you're someone who can only play online, you know. So yeah, I guess let's rewind a bit because we were talking about, you know, comparing it to Street Fighter 4 as well. So we'll start with that.
So with Street Fighter 4, right? The netcode wasn't as great, right? Like as Street Fighter 5, but the matchmaking, I feel, is way better than Street Fighter 5. It's at least done a bit better. So like, for starters, you can matchmake based on a person's skill level. So you could put more skill, same skill, or any, right? And then for region, you could put it to same region or any region.
I forgot about that. That's really important, man.
Yeah, it is. So like, in the custom search, you could set all of these parameters, like, and also I think PC you could also set like what performance it was, but basically in the custom search, after you set your parameters, you would go in and you see a list of people, right, that were there that you could join into their lobby. This was even for ranked matches. So you would go into whatever name's lobby, and what you would see there, you would see the grade of their PC performance if you played on PC, you would see their connection status, and then you would see the flag that they're playing with. Right,
like where they're from. Information before you go into the match and find out that's gonna be a leggy mess.
Exactly. Even in ranked matches, they did this, which I think was very important. So it's like just being able to have that is very great in terms of mitigating how much lag you're gonna get in a match before you play it. Whereas Street Fighter V is a bit lackluster in those options.
Which is strange, right? Because it's like, you know, it's the newest game, so you think they would, you know, add on but more. But
exactly,
I don't want to praise Street Fighter 4 too much because the netcode is the main reason I quit playing that game, which is funny. The thing is that Street Fighter 4 used delay-based netcode, whereas Street Fighter 5 is rollback-based. So with delayed-based, the problem is if it lagged just a bit, that means your inputs are delayed, and thus it's hard to anti-air. It's harder to do combos, and the combos are already hard in that game compared to 5. So it was just unplayable for me. It's like underwater. You feel like you're underwater. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Whereas in Street Fighter V, no matter what, no matter how laggy it is, at least your inputs are going to come out when you press them, as long as you can see where your opponent is. Okay, so another thing I should mention is that I have Street Fighter V both on PS4 and on PC. I started off playing on PS4 for maybe a year, and I've been playing on PC this entire time now. And I did bounce between PS4 recently just to see if there's any difference, and they both seem bad in terms of both the matchmaking and the netcode itself. I tried playing Sonic on both platforms as well, see if there's any differences, but it seems to be the same. So, like I said, you were talking about how Street Fighter 4's matchmaking is better, and that's because Street Fighter 5's matchmaking is so bad. You have such little options, and even the options you choose don't seem to work well. So one of the main things is that when you're playing people, no matter how good the netcode is, if you're playing someone in another continent, you can't expect it to work well. You know, so for me, I live in Western Canada, and I'm playing against people in Brazil, man. Or the Dominican Republic. These people are like on another continent.
Yeah, it happens with me too. Like I'm living in New York. Like I live on the East Coast in the US, and it's like they're pairing me with people from like Mexico, EU, and Brazil, and I'm like, but bro, like I know there's an FGC scene in the US.
Yeah. Like how could be no one
on?
else playing in like 3 countries away from me, right?
Especially at optimal time.
Yeah. It's crazy. And so the other problem is that when you do play against these players that are really far away from you, you get the one-sided rollback issue. So the crazy thing about Street Fighter V, so most of everyone agrees that rollback-based netcode is better than delayed-based netcode, right? Mm-hmm. But you can still have bad rollback, and Street Fighter V is the perfect example. And you can still have good delay-based netcode too. There are some fighting games right now that have fine delay-based netcode. So with Street Fighter V, you get the one-sided rollback. So on my screen, you might be skipping around like crazy, just teleporting everywhere. And on their side, it's completely fine. Like, I'll jump in on them, and they'll anti-air me so fast, so free, and you're like, what? This can't be right. And that makes it extra frustrating as well, because there's, like, disadvantages, you know?
And this problem also happens if you're playing in crossplay. So, like, the game, Street Fighter V, like, you actually can play against someone who's on PC. And if you're on PS4 and vice versa.
Yeah.
So like when you're doing crossplay, it's actually not implemented very well. You get these one-sided rollback instances a lot. Like sometimes I'll play on PS4, which I actually had to move to because I used to play on PC. So I'm a bit different from you, Vesper.
Yeah.
But when I play on PS4, it's actually like still giving me rollback issues with PC users. So I've been forced to only play with PS4 users now.
Yeah.
So it's not just where somebody is living that causes one-sided rollback. It's mostly also just the fact that there's crossplay and the servers don't implement it that well. And I just think that that's an issue.
I'm not going to pretend to understand exactly how the netcode works, but the thing is that one of the biggest differences between all these games and Street Fighter V is that it's crossplay, right? That's the big difference. And we know that the PS4... especially certain stages online don't run at 60 FPS. That might cause some consistency issues when playing against PC, because when I check like my blacklist, a majority, I'd say 90% of the players that I blacklist are on PS4. Which is interesting, right? So that might be one thing as well. The other thing is, like we said with the matchmaking once again, is that when you have fight request on and then your match pops up, we only see the bars. We don't see the flag. We don't see the ping. You're basically going in blind, and 5 bars means nothing. 5 bars
because
means
if you set it to either be 3 or 4 bars or 5 bars only, it doesn't matter. When you get that invite to play, it shows 3 bars regardless. It doesn't matter because the bars only look at connection speed and not connection quality. So it's like you could go into the match thinking, okay, well this 3 bar might get better, right? Because I set it to 4 to 5. But it doesn't. It just actually gets worse.
Right.
So,
right. And then it's strange too, because when I set the 5 bar only, sometimes I just won't find a match. I won't find a match. But if I set it to 3 to 5, all of a sudden I'm finding 5 bar matches. It's odd. And when I say these people that I'm playing that are from Brazil or Mexico or whatever, they all say 5 bar. They all say 5 bar. It's crazy. So that's definitely a big problem. And like I said, the ping for sure. As for the netcode, like we already talked about, the rollback. So another thing too is that if you guys are wondering, like Street Fighter V doesn't use GGPO rollback based netcode. Like it's rollback based, but it's not that exact netcode. What is it called again?
It's called Kagemusha, if I recall correctly.
And I'm not sure if they use that in their other titles like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite or 30th Anniversary, but I want to talk about that real quick here. Is that, you know, you and me, Song, we play each other in Street Fighter V, we play each other in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and in 30th Anniversary. And with Infinite, it's fine. Like, remember, I'm West Coast Canada, Sonic is East Coast US, and when we play against each other, it's fine. We just played each other in 30th Anniversary, works like a charm, doesn't matter, it's ST or Third Strike, no issues at all. All 3 of this, like, does MVCI use delay base? I don't even know.
I don't know, I think it might use,
rollback.
It might use rollback, yeah.
But 30th Anniversary uses rollback for sure, and it never has that one-sided rollback. In fact, we don't even see the rollback. What happens is, if there's some poor connection, it just slows down for both players.
Exactly.
And I know there's a lot of mixed opinions on 30th Anniversary's netcode, but for me personally, it's the best. Like, it rocks. All my matches most of the time are perfect. And if someone lags, you know for sure it's because of their connection, you know, whether they're Wi-Fi or downloading or whatever. So it shows that Capcom's capable.
It's only with Street Fighter V really that we have this issue, despite the other games that we see Capcom working on.
Yeah.
And it's like we've never had this issue the last time when we played Street Fighter V, because I remember in Season 1, and even in some cases in Season 2, where we have played each other and we haven't had these issues of lag. It just started now with AE. So I feel like it's been regressing ever since.
Yeah. So in terms of features, the blacklist feature is definitely a step in the right direction that they added, because at least gives us something that we can do where, like, if I'm playing against people really far away, I'll add them on my blacklist just so it just, you know, makes the matchmaking just easier to run into people in my area, you know.
But you're essentially doing Capcom's work for them by being the matchmaker yourself there, but it still doesn't fix any of the main issues.
And I'm running out of spots. My blacklist is almost full. And even Jamie said in his video, his was almost full as well, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So in terms of solutions, let's just talk about solutions real quick here. In terms of the netcode itself, the one-sided rollback has to go. Like, that is the main problem, is that it's one-sided rollback. It's a huge issue. So one person gets the advantage for sure. And with like 30th anniversary, it just slows down, and then it's inadequate, doesn't work. But at least it's not one person teleporting across the screen and then, you know, destroys you for free. And then the second, sorry, go ahead.
I feel like if they were going to try and fix that one-sided rollback issue, they also have to fix crossplay as well. Just because it's like it happens the most, at least for me, it happens the most between PS4 to PC users, and I feel like they have to do something in terms of crossplay, at least like fix it in some case.
And in terms of the matchmaking, it's really clear. We just need more information. Need to see the flag. I know not everyone uses their correct flag, but it helps. It helps, man. And the ping would be nice as well before you play your opponent, like when it shows them up.
It's funny too, because in Street Fighter 4, you wouldn't have the ability to select your flag. In Street Fighter 5, you do. And in Street Fighter 4, you actually when you were connected online, like it would grab your flag information where you were. So it wasn't like you selected it.
Okay. So yeah. If you guys, another thing too I should mention, if you guys want to know more about like the GGPO netcode and rollback stuff, and just know about why Street Fighter V is so like has problems with it, I highly recommend you guys check out this Evo panel from Evo 2017, where one of the Ponder brothers is talking about with like GGPO's history and stuff, and they mentioned Street Fighter V in it. It's a very interesting video. You guys should definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. I'll have a link in the video description below. Also, Jimmy's video as well. I'll link his as well if you guys want to see his. And I mean, yeah, Sonic. The only thing we can do, man, is just get the word out and make a video on it, and hopefully it grabs Capcom's attention. I'm hoping at the very least Capcom acknowledges the netcode and how it's really poor right now in the matchmaking, and hopefully in the future we can see some improvements. That's all we can ask for.
I actually want the SF5 server bot to actually do maintenance on the actual server and not just add stuff into the game.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure we're done with this big rant. I think we made our points. Let us know in the comments below if you guys are still are having problems yourselves with the netcode. What do you think they should do? What would you improvements would you like to see? Of course, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon, even though it doesn't do anything. And be sure to like the video. It really helps out, probably. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take care, man, and thanks, Sonic.
Take care, guys. No problem.